It cannot get any more closer, it cannot get any better. India and England in the third test match of the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy finished their first innings on even terms. England 387 in their first innings and India replied with 387 in their first innings before being all out just a few minutes before the draw of stumps on Saturday, the third day. Only for the ninth time in the history of Test cricket have the teams finished on even terms in their first innings and started the second innings on even terms with the scores level. With 6 minutes left for play on Saturday, there was enough drama that the England openers, Zak Crawley and Ben Duckett, where they could have faced 2 overs from the Indian bowlers, they did their best to delay and play only 1 over, that of Jasprit Bumrah, to finish with 2 without loss. Zak Crawley facing Jasprit Bumrah delayed to face the bowler, having mid-pitch conference with Ben Duckett, calling for a treatment after he got hit on his finger, which is fair enough. But then this did not please the Indian fielders, and almost everyone on the field got exchanging words with Zak Crawley. They wanted to bowl 2 overs, try to get a wicket, but fair enough from the English side, delayed it and did not want to face as more deliveries than just what was required. It is here that I feel the umpires should have stepped in, ensured that with 6 minutes, 2 overs were bowled, and whatever the delay was, they should have told the players, the batsmen that is, that you have to face 2 overs. Whatever delay you do, it's your problem, but you are facing 2 overs. But then as it happened, time ran out. Zak Crawley took 2 runs off the first over and England finished day 3 at 2 for no loss. Well, the entire day belonged to the Indian batsmen after having bowled out cheaply with the tail collapsing or the lower half collapsing in the first test. 7 for 41, 6 for 31 in the first test. India have done much better. We saw in Edgbaston the lower half also contributing much, and here, thanks to Jadeja's 3rd consecutive half century of the series and his useful partnership, 72 with Nitish Reddy, who made 30 runs, could have gone on to better that score, and also useful contribution from Washington Sundar, with whom Jadeja shared 50 runs. Vital contributions from Nitish Reddy and Washington Sundar, with Jadeja eventually out for 72, caught down the leg side of the bowling of Chris Wokes. Jadeja out for 72 and India eventually finishing with 387, the same score as England. The earlier half of the day belonged to K L Rahul. Pure class, patience, wonderful strokes, and played according to the situation. K L Rahul overnight 53 resumed with Rishabh Pant, and the two shared a century partnership for the 4th wicket. Almost the entire morning session, they came unscathed except for an act of stupidity by Rishabh Pant. Just the last over before lunch, 3 deliveries remaining, there was a suicide by Rishabh Pant, batting beautifully until then, 74 runs, and the two having shared 141 for the fourth wicket, taking the overnight score from 145 for 3 to a lunch score of 248, adding 103 in the session in 22 and a half overs. Rishabh Pant tapped Shoaib Bashir on the offside. Ben Stokes, fielding at short cover, ran in. There was no necessity for Rishabh Pant to take a single and give K L Rahul, who was then batting on 98, to try and complete his century before lunch. What was the necessity for that? I don't think K L Rahul was so desperate to score 100 before lunch. Rahul was batting beautifully, and the partnership was putting England off guard. They were frustrating the England bowlers and the captain that they tried everything possible, even having 7 fielders on the onside, which Sunil Gavaskar, the legendary Indian opening batsman, did not like it. He said that it was not cricket having 7 fielders on the onside, and even appealed on air to the ICC Cricket Committee Chairman Sourav Ganguly, the former India captain, to make sure that the rules do not allow for more than 6 fielders on the onside. But I personally felt that it did not matter how many you had on the onside or what the field placements are. It is test cricket. It tests the quality of the players, and whatever be the field placements, as long as it is within the rules. The rules do permit having so many fielders. It doesn't restrict except on the leg side behind square, where you cannot have more than 2 fielders. England tried their best to break this partnership, had 7 fielders on the onside, and even though they bowled bouncers at Pant and Rahul, they did not succumb to this on-side field placements. They almost came unscathed except for that unnecessary run out. Rishabh Pant taking off for a non-existent single, out for 74 with Ben Stokes directly hitting the stumps on the non-striker's end and having Rishabh Pant short of the crease. What should have been a well-deserved century, it would have been his 3rd century of the series, but Rishabh Pant just gave it away. K L Rahul, on resumption post-lunch, did complete his 100, but then soon after getting his 100, he was out for exactly 100, out to Shoaib Bashir, edging the off-spinner to the slip fielder Harry Brook for an even 100. Ravindra Jadeja held the responsibility, took it upon himself, and batted with the lower half and made a fantastic half century before eventually out for 72. So that's it. Evenly poised. There is going to be a result in this test match. It was still a 3rd day of slow scoring, and the number of overs were also not completed. 90 overs were to be bowled, and change of innings, 2 overs reduced, and still India, the teams did not complete the full quota of overs despite the half an hour extension. But then there is all to play for in this test match. Fourth day will be interesting, and it remains to be seen how quickly can the Indian bowlers dismiss England in their second innings, and the less the total, the better for them to chase on the fifth day on Monday. So Sunday, the fourth day, all to play for. England will resume at 2 for no loss, with the lead being 2 runs. Until the review of the fourth day's play, have a nice day, have a great Sunday, take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.